What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam, hope everyone is doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys have had a great Wednesday. You guys already know what time it is, baby. Time for some live Week 7 fantasy Q&A. Hey, we got a couple things to get into. Nothing too crazy going on at this point in the week, but we got a lot to talk about. So, y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that subscribe button, of course, if you're new to the channel. And hop in the live chat. Let me know what's popping. Guys, starts, sits, ads, drops. How did the waiver wire go for you when you woke up this morning? Trades, roster confidence, roster non-confidence, whatever it may be. Let me know. We're going to hop into it, man. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some fantasy football. So, overall, man, we've got Thursday night football tomorrow. We got the Saints at the Cardinals. Listen, guys, it looks like we're going to get a start out of Andy Dalton in this game. So I guess Chris Olave is also going to play. So I guess Chris Olave is a solid start. And I think Taysom Hill is still perfectly fine to start. And Kamara is okay to start, right? Looking at the Cardinals, like it's going to be tough to bench a guy like Kyler Murray. But the last 2 weeks or so haven't been great. I think we start Kyler. And I think we start D-Hop, man. I think we got to roll with D-Hop, especially with the bye weeks this week and injuries popping up and everything. I do think DeAndre Hopkins is definitely worth starting, coming back from suspension right off the bat. And I think Rondale Moore and Zach Ertz are definitely worth starting. I don't have an update. Let's check. I haven't actually looked today of who's starting at running back tomorrow. A game-time decision for James Conner. Eno Benjamin is cleared. That's good. Darrell Williams won't be available. So it looks like Eno Benjamin is probably going to be your lead back. So probably another streaming option for you on the week. So there's some updates for Thursday night. We'll talk a little bit about Thursday night throughout the stream. And then tomorrow I'll be live with Steven at 7 p.m. And we'll break down everything we need that's up to date for Thursday night football as well. So appreciate you guys being here tonight, man. Like I said, hit that like button on the way in. Let's talk some fantasy football, guys. Hop in the live chat. Let me know what you guys need. Let me know how you guys are feeling as we continue to approach Week 7 of the 2022 fantasy football season. All right, we got Prey in the house. What's up, man? Talks, what's up, man? Great to see you. What's up? What's up? Prey, how do you like this trade? Sutton and Olave for Derrick Henry. If you have the receiver depth, I don't mind it. Or if you need receiver depth and you're trading away Henry, I'm not completely against it as long as it doesn't hurt your running back depth. Yeah. Smoking the Cat, what's up, bro? Montgomery or ETN rest of season? Oh gosh, I probably still go Monty. Like I'm not that ready to give up on Montgomery quite yet, but like if you're looking at a trade and you have to decide between the two, I don't mind keeping ETN, but I'm not necessarily like giving up on Montgomery yet. Let's see. Albert, what's up, man? Andrea, hello. Great to have you guys in the house. Eugene, what's up, man? Great to have everyone here. Do we feel comfortable starting Rondale Moore tomorrow? Yes, I do, Eugene. Have Claypool, Pickens, Doobie, Robinson on bench. I will go Rondale Moore over those options personally. I like Rondale Moore this week. I don't like these Thursday night matchups, but I do think this is probably one of the better games so far on this season to take a look at. From a fantasy perspective, I should say. Jason, what's up, man? Great to see you. Talks, everyone in my league hates me because I make trades. I'm at a point where I can't trade Kirk and Pierce for Terry McLaurin. Jeez, I mean, that's beyond fair. Okay. Fam, first 2 questions. Full PPR. McLaurin or Bateman? I'd probably go McLaurin here. I don't really trust Rashad Bateman right now. I'll go McLaurin. Against the Packers, I guess it could be tough. Is Jair Alexander going to be out there? Let's see. I just want to make sure because he's like all over the place. No, he should be good, right? Yeah, Jair is fine. I just wanted to check because I know he was banged up at a point in the season. Yeah, because he had an injury, a groin injury not too long ago, so it wasn't too crazy there. But he's off the injury report. Yeah, it could be tough for McLaurin. I'd probably still go Scary Terry. The target should be there, right? Tight end on bye, best waiver options: Bellinger, Gregory, Otten, or Deron Johnson. I'd probably go Bellinger. Alec Pierce or Deontay Johnson and half PPR. I mean, if it's full PPR, it's Alec Pierce, no doubt. I probably still go Pierce over Deontay Johnson, but you could go Deontay Johnson. But I'd see still a better floor and ceiling probably for Alec Pierce, even in half PPR. Yeah. Gosh, Deontay, no scores on the year. I'll go Alec Pierce. Got offered Swift for Mixon. Ooh. Who'd you prefer the rest of the season? I also have Jamal Williams, so I'd lock up Lions backfield. Depends on what other running backs you have, Jason. Let me know. I don't mind it, though. I'm still a believer in DeAndre Swift, so I don't mind it. Dominic, pick 2. Monty, Eno, Jeff Wilson, or Raheem Mostart. Ooh, I'll go Monty and Jeff Wilson. I don't know if I want to go Eno in Thursday Night Football after he didn't perform against the Seahawks. I'll go Monty and Jeff Wilson. All right, Andrew, need one receiver, one flex. Michael Gallup versus Detroit. Allen Lazard versus Washington. Sutton versus Jets. Damon Pierce versus Vegas. I'd probably go Allen Lazard versus Washington and Damian Pierce in the flex, Andrew. Yeah, I like both those starts. Should I start Freiermuth and Njoku or Pitts? Also, can you tell me which one of which one's the worst rest of the season? Also, sit to this week. All right, so let's start the first part. I will go Njoku this week. Yeah, it's an interesting tight end room. In terms of who's going to be the worst, probably Kyle Pitts, if I'm being honest. I mean, I just don't trust the consistency of Kyle Pitts. I think as long as it's full PPR, it's half PPR, man, I just don't trust Kyle Pitts. I would try and trade him, even coming off of the touchdown performance. Like, still, guys, 3 targets, 3 receptions. One of them was a touchdown. Week 6 for Kyle Pitts. I just don't find him consistent, man. I just don't. And I don't think it's his fault. It's the offense is like the way they bring ran, but I don't trust Kyle Pitts. I'd rather have Njoku or Freiermuth, quite frankly. All right, sit to this week. Keenan, Sutton, or Lazard, half PPR. I start Lazard, especially in half PPR. I mean, he's just been a touchdown machine. Man, Keenan Allen or Sutton's tough. I might go Keenan Allen this week. I'll go Keenan Allen versus the Seahawks. Ash in the house, what's up? After the review, what's up, man? And by hell, Pierce or Hines? If it's Alec Pierce, I go Alec Pierce for sure. Yeah, easy for me. I'll go Alec Pierce. Let's see here. High upside, low risk. What's up, man? Great to see you. I have 2 questions. One is a flex question. One is the dreaded kicker question. Question 1. B-Rob or Pickens and half PPR? I'll go Brian Robinson, man. I'll go Brian Robinson for sure. Easy for me. Question 2. Gano, Lutz, or Younghoe Koo? They're all good. I think Will Lutz is a good start this week. I know Steven had him in his must-start kickers video. But I also like Graham Gano on a weekly basis. I would probably go with Graham Gano going up against the Jaguars. That sounds like a good matchup to me. I'll go Gano. Man, Younghoe Koo against the Bengals isn't awful either. He's just been kind of bad the past 2 weeks or so. I'll go Graham Gano, but they're all fine. If you want to drop a comment on Steven's must-start kicker video, he'll give you his opinion as well. He's kind of our kicker expert, so to speak. Talks, so RS means rest of the season, not Ramondre Stevenson. Noted. Emil, hey, what's up, man? Kyle in the house. What's up, guys? Great to have you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Last week, my RBs went off. Jeff Wilson and Dobbins got me 2 points. Oh, gosh. Are you starting D-Hop over London and Kirk? Yes, personally. Especially over London. I'm sorry to see last week was not great at the RB position for you, Kyle. Yeah, what a weird game for Jeff Wilson. He fumbled early and just never really, got going in that game. It was kind of a bummer. Because I really expected it to be a good matchup for Jeff Wilson. I think he'll bounce back this week. But yeah, I will go D-Hop over Drake London for sure. I guess Kirk Cousins, excuse me, Christian Kirk you could consider, but I go D-Hop for the upside, man. Do we think JT plays this week? Looks to be a practice today. I definitely think there's a possibility, Eugene, but we're just going to have to monitor his health as the week continues to progress, man. All right, one last question. Pitts or Everett? Everett is a juicier matchup, but he was out with an illness. Yeah, it's a good note. Parham and Palmer in concussion protocol. Pitts is always gamble. I would go Everett as long as he's not sick. Yeah, I go Everett. I'm really not a believer in Pitts, guys. It's going to take, like, you know, he's going to have at least 3 consistent games out of, like, 5 games before I am really confident in him overall, you know. And when we look on the season so far, you've got 1, 2, 3 games at 3.9 or less. You got a game he missed. You got a 10.9 and a 13.7. Like, so that's technically, well, that's 2 performances out of 6 technically. That, so like I want to see, like, you know, 10.9 in week 6. I want to see like 8 to 15 points in the next, like, in 2 or 3 of his next 5 matchups. Like, I don't trust Kyle Pitts, guys. It's just a gamble. It's like a pure gamble. I mean, he's like tight end 23. Ayuk or Alec Pierce? Diego, I'd probably go Alec Pierce. I think it's a much safer start. I'd probably go Alec Pierce personally. But Ayuk brings some upside, I guess. I just, there's some weird receiver play last week. You know, you got Brandon Ayuk. You got Juju Smith-Schuster. Like, I don't know if I trust some of these players who really popped last week. I'd probably go Alec Pierce. I go for that safe floor. Ricky, Aaron Jones or Kenyon Drake in half PPR? Well, the thing to look at here, I mean, ultimately, I'm probably going with Aaron Jones, but the thing to look at here is, like, Dobbins might be out this week. He's questionable. He did not practice today. So, Justice Hill looks like he's suiting back up, but I don't think that's a huge issue. So, I would say if Dobbins does not play this week, you can definitely roll with J.K. Dobbins. Excuse me, definitely roll with Kenyon Drake if you want. But I would probably go Aaron Jones. But, like, Jones has just been disappointing, right? Like, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, he's been disappointing. I just think the upside still lies with Aaron Jones. So keep an eye on J.K. Dobbins and his health. You can definitely start Drake if you have more confidence there. All right, let's see. Lost my spot. Okay, Jason, other running backs are Eckler, Singletary, Walker, Williams, and Mixon. Key Mixon or do the Swift trade? Well, you got Eckler and Walker. Yeah, I think you do the trade, man. I go for the upside here. Start Eckler, start Walker, and then you can rotate in Swift and Williams in the flex. You know, I like the trade. I like the trade. MG3 is start. Broncos head coach said he is starting but could be pulled again. I'm not starting a Broncos running back ever again. Eugene, I thought Melvin Gordon and even like Mike Boone coming off the waiver were going to be like solid starts going up against, you know, the Chargers, who are the worst rated run defense coming into week 6. And it's just like, what in the world did we watch on Monday night? And Latavius Murray came in the mix. I'm not starting Melvin Gordon or recommending starting him for the rest of my life. What should I do with Ramondre Stevenson after this week? Sell high. I would hold Ramondre. I mean, if you're in a really bad position and, you know, you need, or you have good running back depth, I guess that's different. But I really believe in Ramondre Stevenson right now. I mean, I know that, like, Damian Harris is going to come back and steal some touches, but, like, since week 3, he's had between 12.9 and 25 fantasy points. So, he gets Chicago, the Jets, and Indy, a bye week, the Jets, Minnesota. Like, there's some good matchups here, and this is a run-first offense, regardless if Zappy's at quarterback or Jones. I would hold Stevenson, but it depends on, you know, the situation you're in. Nathan, do I try and trade Ramondre Stevenson? If so, who is someone I should try and get, like, a wide receiver? Ayuk, Gabe Davis, Curtis Samuel. I have CMC, Kamara, and ETN, Godwin, and MPJ. Like, I might trade him here and go out. I mean, get a guy like Gabe Davis. I'm not trading for Curtis Samuel or Ayuk. And, like, don't sell yourself too short on Ramondre Stevenson. Like, it's not like last week was his only good week of the season. It was obviously one of his better performances on the season, but don't sell yourself short. Like, he's going to continue to be productive in my eyes. So, I mean, literally, guys, Ramondre Stevenson is your RB9 in full PPR right now, you know? Like, weeks 1 and 2 were nothing, but outside of that, he's been very, very consistent. So, Damian Harris was ruled out for week 6, right? And still dealing with the injury here in week 7. So, we'll see what happens, but he's got till Monday night to get healthy. So, I'm just not worried about it. Like, Ramondre can continue to be productive with Damian Harris still healthy. So, I don't hate it because you need some receiver help here, Nathan. But don't sell yourself too short as well. Like, if you trade Stevenson for Ayuk, the Ayuk owner is winning. If you trade him for Curtis Samuel, the Curtis Samuel owner is winning. Gabe Davis is fine, but it's just tough, man. It's tough. I think Stevenson's going to be good, but I mean, like, you've got CMC, Kamara, and ETN, like, and very little receiver depth, it looks like. Who should I sit for week 7? D-Hop, St. Brown, Pittman, or Higgins? Whoo! Whoo! Guys, where's your confidence level with Amon-Ra St. Brown right now? I'm just interested. You know, obviously missed week 4. Week 5 was basically just a decoy. And then in week 6, had the bye week. He's been a full practice, or he had a full practice here on Wednesday against Dallas. He's still a top 20 receiver. I don't really want to set Amon-Ra. I still have faith in Amon-Ra. This is tough, Jason. This is tough, and it's like Higgins is another player with kind of a question mark. And then I think D-Hop we roll right out of the gate with. I usually don't do that. But it's not like he's coming back from an injury. He's coming back from a suspension. I think D-Hop's going to be fine. I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough. Maybe you said Amon-Ra St. Brown versus Dallas, but gosh, he just brings such good upside. Should I trade Najee for ETN? I think ETN probably holds more upside. I think that's okay. Nico. Najee just has a really capped ceiling. Brett Meyer or McManus this week. They're both really good starts. Both really good starts. McManus is your kicker number 8 on the season. Meyer probably fell back a little. He's kicker 3. He was kicker 1 going into week 6. But yeah, he fell back with the poor performance against Philly. So I'd probably go Brett Meyer. But both are good. Tua, Carr, Garoppolo this week. Most start. Well, let's start with the quarterback. I'd probably go Carr. You know what you're getting. I'd probably go Carr. Yeah, but Garoppolo is a fine stream, and I still think Tua is okay against the Steelers. But I'd probably go Derek Carr. Most start Rondo Moore, Wilson Jr. at flex and PPR. I'd probably go Rondo Moore this week. Probably go Rondo Moore, then Wilson, then most start. Wilson's okay, but I'd probably go Rondo Moore. Other league, Ayuk, most start. Benjamin in the flex. I probably go Ayuk here. Probably go Ayuk for this one. I don't know if I want to trust Benjamin after he gave us a dud against Seattle's awful run defense, and now he's playing on a short week. I don't like these Thursday night matchups too much. What are your thoughts on Deshaun Jackson? J-Mo picked him up for the bench. I don't have really any faith in Deshaun Jackson. I don't think we're going to get any consistency there. I'm not a big fan of Jackson, but J-Mo's fine to continue to stash. We'll see what happens with Deshaun. What's up, Shine? Pat Fearmouth or Taysom Hill? Appreciate that. Cool channel. Thanks, man. Appreciate you being here, Shine. What's up? Fearmouth is healthy. I'd probably go Fearmouth. I think he's a far safer start. But Taysom Hill's okay. Just, the Andy Dalton at quarterback, I do think that's better for, Hill overall. But I'd probably go Fearmouth. Much safer. PPR, I need a flex. What's up, Super CMB? Olave, Mike Williams, Kirk, Benjamin, Mostert. Ooh. I probably go Olave, but Mike Williams is fine against Seattle as well. Both are really good starts. Tony Pollard worth this stream? Yes. Yes. Cowboys running backs are set up for a great matchup this week. Yeah. I like Pollard this week if you have to against... That Lions run defense has just been awful, so I think that's perfectly fine. Spence, what's good, bro? What up, what up, what up? What's going on, Doc? Alec Pierce or Randall Robinson? I go Alec Pierce. Pierce is, guys, you can't tell. I want Alec Pierce in our starting lineups. Like, I just think he's going to be in full PPR, just ridiculously consistent. So I continue to play Alec Pierce on a weekly basis. All right. Rondo Moore, Jacoby. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. I might go Rondo Moore here. That's a good question. Jacoby's fine, though. I just think the game... Ooh, I don't love the game script tomorrow, but that game script for the Patriots and Bears just seems like... Bleh. But Chicago's secondary sucks. I think Myers is safe floor. Rondo Moore brings more upside. Pigs Feet, what's up, man? I'm 2-4, half PPR. Trading Jeff Wilson and Mike Williams for Monty and Jerry Jeudy. Am I crazy? Yeah. You're not crazy, bro. But I don't like this trade. I have Mixon, Herbert, Jones, Cooper, Pitts, Mahomes, Garrett Wilson. I'd rather have Jeff Wilson and Mike Williams, quite frankly. Like, Jerry Jeudy, just far too inconsistent. I get that Mike Williams brings some inconsistency in terms of, like, boom or bust, but the ceiling and the consistency overall is still far better than Jerry Jeudy. And, like, I don't really see a major difference between Jeff Wilson and Monty, except for the fact that at some point, Jeff Wilson is going to be competing, you know, for touches overall. So, I would keep Jeff Wilson and Mike Williams. I don't think this trade necessarily helps your roster, my dude. Should I start Melvin Gordon or just leave my running back spot empty? Just leave it empty, bro. Don't start Melvin Gordon. I mean, who else can he roll with Josiah? Rest of the season, Alec Pierce or Bateman. I mean, dude, I'm on a heavy Alec Pierce trade. I'll probably go Alec Pierce here, but I don't think Bateman can get back to form when he's fully healthy and rolling in that offense again, but I like Alec Pierce. Would you trade Deontay Johnson, James Robinson for Cooper? If you need the receiver health, or maybe health, but receiver help, sure, that's fine. Do I start Dubs versus Commanders or Olave? I go Olave. I mean, the Cardinals have been good against opposing receivers, but Olave's target share, I go Olave. Would you go Zeke or Pollard? Flip a coin. Just flip a coin, man. Yeah. It's just, you don't know on a weekly basis. I like both. The Lions' run defense been awful. I mean, you just got to flip a coin. Spence midterms kicking my butt. I'm sorry, man. Got to keep grinding. Happy PR. Pick 2 RB. Or, yeah, pick 2 running backs, 1 receiver, 1 flex. Okay, ETN, Dillon, Hunt, Bateman, Alec Pierce, A. Jones. I start ETN. Gosh, Dillon or Hunt. I mean, just a scary decision on a weekly basis between those two. So the Browns play the Ravens. God. Dillon or Hunt. Dillon gets the Packers, or plays for the Packers, gets the Commanders. I go Hunt, I guess, coming off like a 1-point performance after scoring the week before. I'd probably go ETN and Hunt, but like you could really flip a coin between Dillon and Hunt. I go Alec Pierce at receiver, and in this circumstance, I flex Bateman. But yeah, definitely some tough decisions there, man. For anyone listening, do not take analysis of options and futures. It's living hell. I will remember that. Josiah, also Pierce. Should I risk starting him over Moore? I mean, I think Alec Pierce gives you a safe floor, and then Rondo Moore brings some upside. Like, that's kind of how I look at that one at the end of the day. Ron the GOAT, what's good, bro? What's up, what's up? With Tyler Bassman on bye, would you start Lutz, McManus, Myers, or Folk? I go Nick Folk. I like Nick Folk a lot this week, man. Yeah, I go Nick Folk for sure, but they're all fine starts. They're all great kickers right now. Man, if Alec Pierce does not have a good game this week, you guys are going to hate me. Alec Pierce or Romeo Dubs, I go Alec Pierce. Yep, I like Pierce against the Titans this week. So I trade away Evans and Ayuk for CD. No. I keep Evans there. And Ayuk brings some nice upside. There's a lot of inconsistency, but I keep Evans. Josiah says Evans is inconsistent but has a good ceiling for sure. All right, trade away Ramondre, Brian Robinson, and Cousins for Hurts and Jeff Wilson. Have King Henry and Dameon Pierce at running back. We'll want to get an elite quarterback. Good trade. So, yeah. Yeah, go for it, man. Go get Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to talk you guys out of trading for a player like Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson or Patty Mahomes. Like, Ramondre, Brian Robinson, and Cousins for Hurts and Wilson when you have Henry and Dameon Pierce. Like, yeah, it would be really nice to have the 4 running backs that you're starting with, but it would be a lot nicer to have Jalen Hurts on a weekly basis over Kirk Cousins for a lot of different reasons. So I say you do the trade, man. B-Rob or Eno Benjamin if James Conner is out. I probably stick with Brian Robinson here. Like, Eno Benjamin just really disappointed me last week. So I'm like, I think I'm holding a grudge against him. But, you know, the reality is I just don't love these Thursday night matchups. I don't want to start players unless they're like just must-start players. Like Olave and D-Hop and Zach Ertz, you know. So Benjamin had 9.5 points against Seattle. They have been abysmal against the run. So where do the Saints come in? I can check very quickly. I need to find a better... Like, I feel like the easiest way for me to check this is just using the Yahoo Fantasy app. I can check it in like 2 seconds, but yeah, the Saints have been pretty good against opposing running backs. They're in the top 7. So, man, gosh, I'll go B-Rob here. Taco Cat, what a good name, Taco Cat. Should I continue to stash OBJ? If you want. I was never really on the train of going out and picking up OBJ. Like, you know, we still got a couple weeks, I guess, till all that sorts itself out. But if it's hurting your roster depth, probably not. Flex Ayuk or Brandon Cooks. I'll go Ayuk just because I like the game script there against the Chiefs. But I'm not expecting a performance out of Ayuk like we saw last week. I do think he'll probably come back to earth a little bit. But I don't really like the Texans-Raiders matchup too much. But I guess not an awful matchup for Brandon Cooks. But I might go Ayuk there. If Kenny Pickett plays, is George Pickens more a start than Claypool? Probably. But I really don't like that Steelers receiving room at the moment. Start Randall or Alec Pierce at PPR. Pierce for a floor, Randall Robinson for upside, but personally, I'd probably go Alec Pierce, my dude. Julius, we got you, bro. Of course. Yeah, go get your guy. Go get Hurts. Kirk has the most swag in the league. Can't trade that away, bro. I know. I saw Captain Kirk with the chains, man. Jeez, with the shirt tucked in, right? Spence, ready for a lengthy one, of course, man. Yo, Spence. Dude, I feel like I made all the wrong calls for your team last week. Like, oh gosh. Like, Ezekiel Elliott, we left him on the bench for you. Oh gosh. There's like another call we talked about that I remember thinking back like, oh God, man. Spence is going to be pissed off at me. Like, we got that one wrong. So I hope you won that matchup, and I hope you're not mad at me, bro. Ready for a lengthy one. Pick RB1 to wide receiver 2 and flex. Okay. Zeke, Pollard, Dylan, B-Rob, ET, Alec Pierce, Renfro, Wilson. Also 2 or Carr. All right, so we need 1 running back. Let's go Zeke against the Lions. 2 wide receivers. Am I reading that right? 2. You got 2 wide receiver 2. I'm just gonna put 2 wide receivers here. No, I think he just want wide receiver 2. I'll go Alec Pierce. Bro, this might be a week you can go Zeke and Pollard against the Lions' run defense. But if you want to diversify, go Brian Robinson. But yeah. Oh, and you got ETN here as well, man. Yeah, this is tough. Spence, just let me know. Okay, RB1 and RB2. All right, so RB1, Zeke and Pollard, Pierce, and ETN, but I like Robinson too. If you want to diversify away from the Cowboys, throw Robinson in there as well. But yeah, I think your running backs have some good value this week. Then I go Alec Pierce for sure at wide receiver too, man. But yeah, if you want to diversify, go with Robinson. Nathan got Brees and Keenan for Amon-Ra, Henderson, Melvin Gordon, and Schultz. Thoughts? So you got Brees and Keenan. Wow, you traded quite a few players. But you got Brees Hall, so ultimately I like the Brees Hall side. Yeah. I do feel like you could have got another player out of this, Nathan, you know. I mean, you traded away 4 players, but ultimately, you got Brees Hall, so I'm not going to... Not too against it. Losing Amon-Ra sucks, though. Just got offered... Oh, sorry, Spence. Tua or Carr at quarterback. Carr for the safe floor and then Tua for upside, but I might go Carr just to see how Tua, you know, rolls back into action. But the Steelers' defense, even though they played pretty well last week, they have not been good on the season. So Tua's not a bad start. Just got offered Dak and Monty for Connor and Carr. Good trade. I'd rather have Dak and Monty, Michael, for sure. Yeah, I'd rather have Dak and Monty. So if you're getting that, that's the side that I like there. Blue Crew, half PPR, need one at flex, plus a backup. Bateman, Pollard, Eno, Brian Robinson, Alec Pierce, and it's half PPR. Oh. Man, I feel like the safest start here is Brian Robinson, but Pollard brings some upside. So Robinson or Pollard, you know, Robinson for a floor, Pollard for upside. Chris, should I trade a 4th round 2023 pick for CD and a 12th? I'm hurting at wide receiver. Should I trade a 4th round pick for CD and a 12th? Yeah. I don't hate that move, Chris. I don't hate that move. And CD brings some value for some time to come, so I don't hate that move, man. Sport Dog, what's up, man? In my 18, luck was on my side. I'm in first with 5-1 record, but there's 9 weeks left. My 2 flex spots, Ayuk or Brian Robinson. Robinson for a floor, Ayuk for upside. I don't really mind either. I don't think Ayuk's going to have another performance like last week, but I do like the matchup for him. So I'd probably go Brian Robinson personally. Is it full PPR? If it's full PPR, maybe Ayuk, but I don't mind Robinson. There's not a crazy ceiling involved for me. Bengals defense or Cardinals defense? Who you taking? Gosh, that's a tough one. Let's see who's performed better on the season so far. So, wow. Cardinals are defense 14. I don't really mind the Cardinals. Bengals are defense 21. I would go the Cardinals. Thursday night football, usually not a lot of points. I'd probably go Cardinals here. Taco Cap. Okay, cool. Be happier to have 15 plus on bench than having 5 on my line. Appreciate your insight. Of course, bro. Of course. Just got JT and Amon-Ra for CMC and more. Depends on which more. Depends on Rondo more or DJ more, but I mean, I'd rather have CMC than JT, but like still when JT's healthy, like I'm not against JT, but I'd probably rather have Amon-Ra than DJ Moore or Rondo Moore. I'm assuming it's DJ Moore. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad trade, my guy. But I really like CMC right now. Spence, I only made 1 bad call last week. Okay, good. Well, I was making bad calls. Hello, should I trade Mixon for CeeDee Lamb in a 10-man league full PPR format? I'm not against that trade. I think it's a fair swap, but it just depends, Soy, if you need a running back more or a receiver more over on your team. If you need a receiver, then sure, do the trade. If you're hurting at running back, don't do the trade. But yeah, if you need receiver help, then it's a fine trade. Spence, I don't listen to you fully. I lost RB2 and RB. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm glad that you're just here getting my insight and making your own decisions. That's the best way to do it, man. If Bateman doesn't play, should I flex Zay Jones or Robinson? I'd probably go Randall Robinson. Is Garrett Wilson droppable, or are we hanging on? I probably wouldn't move on. Unless you're just like, I don't know. If you have all your starters in and like you have the room on your bench, like I don't know. I'm probably moving on. I have moved on personally in like leagues where I was kind of like starting to trend downwards, so I've moved on. I spent a lot of money on him in the Catch Fam Auction League, and I still moved on. Potential's still there. I just haven't seen the good chemistry with Wilson. I think Dallas running backs could both have a good game, or one will have a great game, so I'm starting both of them. Adams and Kelsey are really the strength of the squad. Yeah, man. I mean, this is the week to start both of them. You know, going up against the Lions for sure. Spence says don't drop Gary. I mean, depends on the roster. I just and I was in a position, right? Well, in that league we only have 4 roster spots, and then I was in a position where I was starting to lose some matchups. I wanted to make some drastic moves, so it kind of depends on the situation you're in. But overall, I'm not completely in love with Garrett Wilson right now. Andrew, have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Spence says, let him build chemistry with Zach Wilson. He looked amazing under Flacco. They just got to get on the same page. I sure hope so, man. But when we look at the Jets receivers overall, it's just been ugly, man. It's been ugly. Like, last week, if I'm not mistaken, like, Elijah Moore had 0 targets, right? Corey Davis had 4 targets. Garrett Wilson had 5 targets. The week before, Wilson had 4 targets. Corey Davis had 4 targets. Elijah Moore had 4 targets. Like, this team is starting, in my eyes, to look like a run-first defensive squad. But I hope they can get it going in the passing game, because they'd be a really good team if they could. All right, standard non-PPR. I can play 3 running backs. Which of these do you suggest I play? Kamara, Mixon, Breece Hall, Robinson, Kenneth Walker. Wow. I would go, oh gosh. It's a good spot to be in, JR. I go Kamara because the upside's too high to sit him. Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker, but if you want to go Mixon over Walker, you could. But I go Kenneth Walker. The Chargers have been really bad against the run. I go Kamara, Kenneth Walker, and Breece Hall, but this is a good problem to have. I was offered Aaron Jones for Mike Williams. Thoughts? It just depends. Do you need a receiver or a running back more? Like, these players are pretty similar. Just one's a running back, one's a receiver. They bring a lot of, like, up and down, boom or bust potential, but it just depends, man. It's a fair trade, though. Got offered Kamara and A.J. Brown for Saquon and Hopkins. PPR league, thin at receiver, got Eckler. I keep the Saquon side. I keep Saquon right now. If you got Saquon and Eckler, man, just roll with that. And Hopkins should turn a good corner for you here. I keep Saquon. Should I make a running back trade? I have Barkley, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson, and David Montgomery. You can. Just don't trade Barkley. I think everyone else is free game to move around. But don't trade Barkley. And try to keep Wilson or Monty if you can. But don't trade Barkley. But yeah, you could make a trade for an upgrade for sure. Spence, Aaron Jones wins that trade by a mile. Yeah, like I said, for me, it doesn't, if you need a running back or receiver, it just kind of depends. Should I trade Dobbins for Drake London and PPR? I have Barkley, Henry, Fournette, Robinson. Yeah, you don't need Dobbins, as like Spencer's saying here. But I don't know, really what Drake London recently. I just don't know what Drake London really is going to bring to your squad. So if there's another receiver you can go out and get, you might want to consider that. But man, I'm hoping that Drake London gets back to what we saw at the beginning of the season. It's just been kind of gross as of late. But I'm hoping that offense can get the passing game going, man. All right, Brian with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. What's up, Brian? What a guy. The $2 super chat, bro. What a guy. Thank you so much, man. Clap hand emojis in the chat for Brian with the $2 dono. Very kind of you, man. I appreciate that. Eno over Pollard, half PPR, taking volume Eno. I will go Pollard. I'll go Pollard against the Lions defense, personally. You know, Eno Benjamin really disappointed me last week. If you have the conviction, Eno, like, I don't want to talk you out of it, you know. But, you know, 9.5 fantasy points against Seattle, like, really concerned me, you know. Because Seattle's been awful against the run. 37 rushing yards, 28 receiving yards off 3 receptions. He's technically a little bit banged up. The Saints are in the top 7 against opposing running backs, and I hate Thursday night matchups. I personally like Pollard against the Lions' run defense. I go Pollard here. And yeah, Pollard's extremely inconsistent, but this is the type of matchup. I mean, the Lions are literally, after the Chargers' performance on Monday night, the Lions come in as the worst ranked run defense in the league. So, Brian, for me, I'm going with Pollard here. But trust your gut. Follow your conviction, like I always say, man. But I like Pollard more personally. So, but Brian, thank you so much for the super chat, man. That's very kind of you. Appreciate that, my guy. It really does help us out. All right, let's see here. Jackson. My team is Lamar, Pierce, Lenny, Kupp, Tyreek, Hawkinson, and Godwin, with Mostart and Henderson on the bench. Would you trade Lenny and Mostart for Devontae? So, I'm assuming that Damian Pierce. Oh man, no, that hurts your running back depth too much. And like you're good at, yeah, like Devontae would be a nice upgrade, man. And not really upgrade, just nice depth. But, like, you've already got Kupp, Tyreek, and Godwin. You know? So, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, you're going to have Lamar, Pierce, Mostart, or Henderson. But then, like, you can't even start Tyreek, Kupp, Godwin, and Adams. So I like your roster the way it is more, personally. Yeah, I wouldn't do the trade. I think it hurts your roster. I'd keep Lenny. Brian, Eno over Pollard, bro. Half PPR volume over backup any day. Yeah, once again, I mean... And I mean, technically, like, James Conner might play, so Eno Benjamin might end up being a backup, technically speaking, right? Or being competing for as many touches, you know? So, yeah, I kind of already stated my case here, but personally, I would go Pollard. But if you want to go Eno there, that's fine, my guy. Flex ETN, Najee, or go with Taysom Hill for upside. Whew, I go ETN here. I'll go ETN. Yeah. Taysom too volatile. I'll go ETN. Najee, not a good ceiling, so I'll go ETN. All right, Jackson's saying after he did the trade, he trade Godwin for RB2. If you think you can pull it off, man, that's fine. Kupp, Tyreek, and Adams is fine. But I honestly, quite frankly, I don't think it changes your team too much. I mean, if you're in a winning position, like, I'd keep your team the way it is, man. You know, because then you're kind of taking a gamble, like, who are you going to trade Godwin for exactly? You know, it's hard to say. So I like your team right now. Jets-Packers game was not an average NFL game in the slightest. It was definitely interesting. Start Debo or Olave. Oh, God, that's tough. I'd probably still go Debo, but Olave's fine. I mean, the Cardinals have been good against opposing receivers, and I'd probably go Debo. Warrior, what's up, man? Jacoby Myers or Gallup? I'd probably go Myers, but we definitely want to keep a close eye on Gallup this week. But, you know, he'll gain chemistry back with Prescott and everything. So I'm not necessarily in any way against. Oh, gosh, it's just tough. It's tough. I'm not against Gallup this week, but I want to sit back and see what happens, you know. So for me, like, I don't see a crazy ceiling for Myers in that game Monday night. But we got to admit, like, the Bears secondary is awful. I'll go Myers. But Gallup, we want to keep a close eye on, man, for sure. Danny, what's up, man? Can you help me decide between Robinson, Kenyon Drake, or Thornton? We'll keep an eye on J.K. Dobbins' health. If Dobbins sits, I say go Kenyon Drake. Probably won't have as good of a performance as last week, but just always be careful with these Ravens running backs, guys. They're all over the place. Gosh, it's tough. You could roll the dice on Thornton or Robinson, but we just, like, we're going off of week 6 as our entire... I mean, really, for all three of these players, Danny, Drake, Thornton, and Robinson, we're going off week 6. Like, those are... That was the week for these guys, you know? Thornton's fine against the Bears, but it's still risky. Oh, gosh, it's tough. He did look good last week. He did look good. I mean, all these guys looked good last week, but... oh, gosh, it's tough. Thornton's got the best matchup. If Dobbins sits, maybe go Kenyon Drake, but I don't mind Robinson, per se, against the Jags. Jags defense starting to bend a lot, man. Chat, what do you guys think? Randall Robinson, Kenyon Drake, or Thornton of the Patriots? I might go Thornton against the Bears, but I don't expect as high of ceilings out of these players as we saw last week. I think Robinson's probably the safest play, to be honest. Should I start Alec Pierce or Myers? I'd probably go Alec Pierce, personally. What's up, Justin? So it's just wait until they start losing, which will happen, and then the passing attempts and targets for all the Jets will rise. I hope so, man. I hope so. But right now, you got to admit that defense and run game look pretty good. I don't think it was just last week. What receivers could I get for Brian Robinson? It depends, man. You got to look at teams in your league that need a running back. Like, that's, you know, when you're specifically asking about a player, like, go look around, man. You know? Who needs a running back? And if a team needs a running back, go for a receiver that you think is equivalent, BK. But it's hard to say. You should be able to get a pretty decent low-end, you know, wide receiver 1, like low-end, or a wide receiver 2 on a team. I got Kenneth Walker for Najee and Gallup. That's a good trade. Let's go. It's a good trade. Sammy Boy, what's up, bro? Najee, Mostert, Jeff Wilson. Drop 1, Alec Pierce, or Woods. I would drop Woods. Start 2. Najee and Wilson. If you're not confident in the Steelers' offense, you could go Mostert, but probably Najee and Wilson for me. It's tough. I'd drop Woods, personally. After the review, have a great night, man. We'll talk to you later. Appreciate you being here, bro. Someone dropped Dalton Schultz. Should I drop Ricard White for him? I have Everett. His bye is also coming up soon. Schultz practice in full today. Dak will be back. Yeah, go get Schultz. But just understand, if you drop Ricard White, you might not get him back. So if you're feeling confident running back, it's a good move at tight end for you, Michael. Najee or ETN? I'll go ETN. Start 1, Kirk or Rondell Moore? Oh, goodness. I'll probably go Christian Kirk just because he's the wide receiver 1 on the team. But Rondell Moore is going to have a good week. So you could go Rondell Moore as well. I'm not against Rondell Moore this week, Sammy. Who's a better ad, Thornton or Greg D on the Broncos? I go Thornton at the moment. We want to keep a close eye on Greg Dulcich. But, like, we just don't have a large sample size. And I really, really, really just do not trust this Broncos offense. Like, I want to get a larger sample size before I pull the trigger there. So we'll see what happens. But I probably go with Thornton. Should I grab Jerron Johnson or Tanyan in full PPR for a streaming option this week? Tanyan. I go Tanyan here. Washington's been pretty good against tight ends, but I still go Tanyan. Johnson's a good stream, but, like, not a good ceiling. I go Tanyan. Emmy, I trade Stevenson and Brian Robinson for Godwin and Higgins. Thoughts? My RBs are JT, Etienne, Walker, Pierce, Stevenson, and Robinson. I need wide receiver help. So, trading Stevenson, Robinson for Godwin and Higgins. Yeah. You keep JT, Etienne, Walker, Damian Pierce. Yeah, Emmy, go do this trade. This is fine. This is a good trade. Yeah, this helps your roster. I do this trade. Still fine at running back. Would you play Tua or Jimmy G week 7? Both are fine. Both are fine. I say roll with Tua. But Jimmy G's perfectly fine. Jimmy G's is probably a safer floor in my eyes, but Tua probably gives you a little bit more upside. So, it's tough. It's tough. Oh, I'll go Tua. I say roll the dice with Tua time this week, boys and girls. Lucia, what's up, man? I'm so tempted to trade for Taylor, man. Or so tempted. Had an owner talking about dealing for Ramondre and Ayuk. I mean, I can't be that worried, right? That's insane. No, I would consider that trade. And I like... Wow, we're seeing a lot of trades revolving around Ramondre Stevenson. And guys, I really like Ramondre Stevenson right now. But you can definitely consider this trade for JT. I don't think it's a bad trade, man. All right, trade away Dalvin Cook for Kenneth Walker, Zeke, and Lockett. Wow. What's up, Phase 10 Foil? What's up, bro? Good to see you. What's up, man? Yeah, it's a good trade. I think Cook is pretty equivalent to Walker. You know? Like, from a fantasy perspective. Cook is your RB11. Yeah, I don't mind this trade. Like, especially since you got Lockett. Yeah, I think that's a good trade, bro. What's up, Tinfoil? Great to have you, bro. Always good to see you. Cedric, who should I start between Pittman, Hopkins, and Stevenson? Got to start 2, it looks like. I go Stevenson. You could really go with D-Hop or Pittman. I think Pittman's a little bit of a safer floor. D-Hop brings more upside, but I probably go Stevenson and D-Hop. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna have some conviction in D-Hop this week, but I think Pittman might be a safer floor. Thornton has 4.2 speed. Robinson wide receiver 1 in New York at the moment. That's true, but the week before Darius Slayton was the wide receiver 1. So like I'm hesitant around these New York Giants receivers. Excuse me, not running backs. Their running backs are good, right? That guy Saquon's pretty good. But, yeah, I do like Thornton right now, man. But I want to get a larger sample size, right? Sammy, we got you, bro. Of course, man. Anthony, what's up? What's up? What is your thoughts on this trade? I sent J-Rob and McLaurin for Amon-Ra. It's a good trade. It's a good trade. You can get an upgraded receiver, far more upside, and you lose some floor players who are kind of trending downward as of late, so... Like, I don't think McLaurin gets hurt by the Carson Wentz injury necessarily because he's played with Heineke before and been fine, but it's like that offense just like, meh. And J-Rob definitely trending down, so I think it's a good trade, bro. I have Henry, Hall, Walker, ETN, Dobbins, White, and Chase. Lamb, Godwin, Thielen, Ayuk. Should I drop White for Claypool with hope he gets traded? I'd probably just hold off for now. I'd probably just hold off. And gosh, I had read on a couple teams that were rumored to trade for Chase Claypool. But it's like... Let's see. I'd have to look back into it. I'd probably hold off for now, man. I'd probably hold off for now. Let's see. Kyler for Lamar? The Lamar side wins. I'll take Lamar. I mean, both have been trending down in the last 2 weeks, but I go Lamar. Yeah. Listen, I think Kyler's going to be fine on the season as a whole, but I go Lamar here. I mean, Kyler's still like quarterback 6. Lamar's like quarterback 2. But I'll go Lamar. Start Jeff Wilson, Eno, or Raheem. I'd probably start Jeff Wilson, personally. Happy Paul, what's up, bro? Stevenson and Sutton for Hall, worth it. Banking on selling Stevenson high. I mean, listen, I'm a big fan of Breece Hall right now. So, but it's a lot to give up for Hall. Like, guys, listen, I know Ramondre Stevenson had, like, his best week of the season so far, right? Yeah, 25.1 points, 2 touchdowns. Like, but Damian Harris is not going to hurt his fantasy value that much. Like, Harris played in week 3, right? Ramondre had 20 points. Harris played in week 4. Ramondre had 12 points. Harris started the game in week 5. Ramondre finished with 19.5 points, you know? Then Harris missed week 6, and Ramondre had his best game of the season. I'm just not out on Ramondre necessarily, but don't get me wrong, I'm higher on Breece Hall. I don't think it's a bad trade, but I just want to, like, Breece Hall's RB6, Ramondre's RB9, you know? Ramondre does see Denver, New England, and Buffalo in the next 3 weeks. And then a bye week and then New England. Like, these upcoming matchups for Breece Hall are really bad. And listen, man, like, I think he's going to be fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually going to take a look here. Because I'm wondering, like, when it comes to fantasy playoff time, how he's going to look. But, yeah, so Denver has been very good against the run, but they actually come in as kind of actually not as good as I thought. But that defense is still for real, right? So overall, like, they still rank in the top. Let's see. So I hate the way this ranking does. So they're still like a top 12 team against the run, which is still good, right? New England is literally the second best team in the league against the run. And then, on the other hand, Buffalo is the 5th best. Then he gets a bye week, and then he sees New England again. But outside of that, he sees Buffalo in week 14, right? But other than that, Breece Hall's schedule looks really good. But all I'm saying is, if you go out and, like, if you're trying to win now, you got to temper your expectations for Breece Hall in the next coming weeks. Just looking at matchups purely. But I still believe in Breece Hall. Overall, the trade's not bad. But ask him who he's going to drop. You know, if he has to drop a player, just take whoever he's dropping too. Because you're still trading 2 players who played pretty well in the season. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, I don't dislike the trade. Because I do believe in Breece Hall. But these upcoming weeks are going to be tough for Hall. All right, Joshua. Should I trade away Eckler and Waller for Walker and Kelsey? You have Swift, Mostert, Patterson. That's tough, man. That's tough. Really tough here. Like, you lose the RB1, and you gain the tight end 1. You lose a tight end that's really trending downward. You gain Kelsey. You get a good running back, but you don't get an Austin Eckler. I mean, most of the time, when Kelsey's involved, I say yes, but I mean, Eckler's just playing good football. You're going to downgrade at running back, but you get such a major upgrade at tight end. If you feel good about it, I'd probably do it. But just understand, if you lose Eckler, you got to understand the caliber of player that you're losing. You're going to be rolling with Kenneth Walker and DeAndre Swift, and you're going to want a healthy Swift because Mostert and Patterson don't bring that same ceiling that Eckler was bringing you. So you just got to understand what you're losing. But yeah, the upgrade at tight end makes it definitely something to consider at least. All right, what's up, THC? Hat PPR was offered a Mon-Ra for Walker straight up. Ticket or counter? You got Cook, Swift, Pierce, Zeke, B-Rob, Mitchell, and IR. MT, Amari, Cooks, Pierce, and Doobie. So Cook, Swift, Pierce, Zeke. It looks like you need receiver health over running back depth, you know? Because you're going to have Cook, Swift, Damian Pierce. Like, you're good with those 3 guys. And I like Kenneth Walker a lot. But then you still got Zeke and B-Rob on the bench, and then Mitchell and IR. You got MT, who's banged up. Cooks isn't really doing any favors. Pierce is fine. But Dubs is up and down. Amari Cooper's fine, but like I'd consider the trade for sure because you need the receiver help and you don't need the running back depth as good as Kenneth Walker is. So I definitely consider it. Happy Paul, I'm getting slack in my league for this trade, but I think long term will pay off. I already had solid receivers, so I can afford to give up Sutton. That's fine. Yeah, if you can afford it, then I think it's fine, bro. Cameron, we got you, man. We got you. Would you trade James Robinson and Keenan Allen for Ramondre Stevenson and Garrett Wilson in half PPR? Probably. I'd take Ramondre over James Robinson. I'd take Keenan Allen over Wilson. But you got Hopkins, Olave, Higgins. You got Eckler, Hunt, Walker. Yeah, I do this trade. I do this trade, Luke. I think that's fine. Your receivers are pretty solid. Running back. I mean, like, you can start. Yeah, I mean, like, you're kind of in a decent. I'd rather have Stevenson over Allen. You're in a decent position either way because you can, like, either way you've got, you know, either 4 receivers to pull from if you keep Allen, or if you do the trade, 4 running backs to pull from. So you're gonna have 2 receivers, 2 running backs in a flex. So you should be good either way. So I don't mind the trade if you feel good about it. Luis, we got you, bro. Spear, what's up, man? Tom Brady for Kyler, Hall, and Hines. I mean, I don't hate this trade necessarily. Leonard Fournette's your RB5 on the season. Hall's your RB6. It depends. Would you rather have Kyler Murray over Brady? I think that's fine. Naheem Hines, I don't even really care about, dude. You know, I really look at this as Brady swapping for Murray, which I do think Murray's an upgrade. And then swapping Fournette and Hall, RB5 and 6. Yeah. I'm not against the trade, man. I don't even care about the Naheem Hines part, to be honest. Caleb, what's up, my guy? What's up? What's up? Kyle Pitts or Njoku? I go Njoku for the week. Rondell Moore, Gallup rest of season. That's an interesting one. I think they're really similar overall, Caleb. Both wide receiver 2s on, you know, their respective teams. Both have good chemistry with their starting quarterbacks. Both are fine. Like, I would just ask yourself the question, do you trust the Cowboys offense more or the Cardinals offense more? And it's kind of hard to answer right now with Dak just coming back from injury. And then Cardinals kind of getting shaken up a little bit with injuries and everything, and Kyler trending down. So it's kind of tough to ask yourself that question, I guess. But I think they're really similar overall. CeeDee Lamb or Amon-Ra? That's a tough one. It's a tough one, Stacy. Man, I really hope that Amon-Ra can get back to true form. I'll tell you this much. I think CeeDee Lamb is the safer floor, and Amon-Ra gives you some more upside. I might go CeeDee Lamb just for this week since Amon-Ra, you know, still dealing with the ankle injury, technically. A little bit of a tougher matchup for the Lions. I'll go CeeDee Lamb this week, but I'm not out on Amon-Ra necessarily. What's your take on Connor rest of the season? Should I trade away Pierce for Connor? No. No, Jeffrey. You keep Dameon Pierce for sure. Not even close. Keep Dameon Pierce. Yeah. Connor has not... No. You want Dameon Pierce 110% over Connor for sure. Yeah, no question about it, Jeffrey. You keep Pierce here. I got someone who sent me a trade in Dynasty. I would receive Zeke, Drake London, and the 2023 third pick, and I'll give him Jones and Cook. Should I accept this trade? You get Zeke, London, and the third rounder. I would consider it. I mean, I like Jones more than Zeke. I think in Dynasty, I'd rather have Drake London than Brandon Cooks. Then the third round pick is not bad at all. You know, like that kind of helps, but like Aaron Jones and Zeke, it's interesting. They're kind of at similar points in their career, right? So I think right now I'd rather have Jones, but it's close there. It's close. I don't think it's a bad trade if you feel good about it, Caleb. I don't have as much experience in Dynasty, though, to be honest with you. Kenneth Walker or St. Brown in PPR. I'd probably go Kenneth Walker. I mean, the Chargers on the season have been really bad against the run. And it's not a great matchup for Monroe. So I just think it's a safer play to go Kenneth Walker. What's up, Ignatius? Joshua, we got you, man. Of course, that's what we're here for. THC, we got you, bro. Of course. Appreciate you guys being here, man. Thank you guys. Hey, we gained a couple subscribers during the stream. Shout out to all the new subscribers tonight, man. Welcome to Catch Fan. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys. Thank all you guys for spending part of your night here at the channel. Guys, go ahead and do me a favor. Hit that like button if you guys haven't done so already. Let's try and get as many likes on the stream. And I just appreciate all you guys hanging out tonight, talking fantasy. Appreciate all the fantasy questions. And like I said, hit that like button. And thank you guys for all the new subscribers. And make sure to check out all the links down below. Best place to reach us outside of the YouTube comment section or the live streams is going to be our Discord, which is completely free at the moment, and Instagram as well. Shane, what's up, my guy? Carr or Tua this week? Carr for the floor, Tua for some upside. I might go Carr just to see how Tua... I'm going back and forth on Tua. Like, right now, I'm like, man, maybe I just want to give it a week. See how Tua comes back into the fold and everything. But part of me is like, man, let's roll the dice on Tua. Let's give him the keys, right? You know? So, I might go Tua, but I think Carr is a pretty safe play. But, you know, the Texans haven't been playing, like, awful defensively. They've been keeping some lower scores than... you know, when you see the Texans, just like... Your first instinct is like, okay, I'm starting who's ever playing the Texans. Like, they haven't been great from a fantasy perspective, but at the same time, I think Las Vegas is in need. Like, man, if the Raiders lose this week, like, I don't know what they're going to do. Like, we might be looking for a new head coach mid-season. So, I think Carr's a safe play, but Tua brings some upside, Shane. Got offered CMC, Herbert, and T. Higgins for Jamar Pierce and Tua. Oh. That's tough, Adam. That's really tough. Okay, I would still rather have CMC over Pierce, and I really like Dameon Pierce. Quite frankly, I would rather have Herbert. I know he's had like a couple bad performances the last 2 weeks or so, but I'd rather have Herbert than Tua. I'd rather have Jamar than Higgins, but I still think ultimately the CMC side wins. That's tough, Adam. How do you feel about the trade overall, my guy? Do we feel any better with Terry since Wentz is out? Yeah, I don't think he really downgrades or upgrades for me, you know? Like, he's played with Heineke before and done fine. He's your wide receiver 32 on the season. Like, I don't really see an increase in production for McLaurin. 367 receiving yards on the season so far. 22 receptions, a touchdown. I mean, yeah, there's nowhere to go but up for Washington. So, I would say I feel a little bit better, I guess, but I don't see a major upgrade. Prey should be asleep, but John's just too entertaining. Thanks, Prey. You need to get some sleep, man. You got school tomorrow. You got to get your rest. It's important. Luke, thanks for the help, of course, bro. It's crazy. I'm 1-5 in that league. Burrow and Kittle, my QB and tight end. Just how it goes sometimes. Yeah, man. It's been a tough season. It always is. It always is. It's always hard to predict, and you know, you can have a lot of points scored against you. There's been some tough overall results so far on the season. So just keep grinding, man. Keep setting the best lineup that you possibly can on a weekly basis. That's all you can do. I was talking about making a trade with someone where I give up Eckler and the Jets defense, get Breece Hall, Walker, New England's defense. Wow. 2-4. Yeah, Thomas, I'm not necessarily against the trade, but you just have to understand if you lose Eckler, you're losing the RB1 on the season so far. You know? But you'd be gaining Kenneth Walker, who's definitely on a huge upward trend, and then Breece Hall is your RB6. I like the Jets defense right now. They're playing very well, but I'd still rather have New England's defense. So, If you feel good about it, Thomas, I'm not against it. But guys, if you trade a player of Austin Eckler's caliber, you just have to be prepared on a weekly basis to, like, you know, you just have to understand what you're losing, right? Like, you have to be able to look and, like, you're going to see Austin Eckler maybe put up 30 points the week after you trade him. Like, that's how good he is. So, overall, I don't think it's a bad trade, but I do really like Eckler right now. So, Caleb, we got you, bro. Of course. Dallas defense or Patriots defense? This is interesting, Stacy, because I had the same dilemma in one of my leagues, right? And ultimately, I went with the Patriots against the Bears. I really think this Patriots defense is just humming right now. I really do. So it's close here. Both are good starts. But the Lions have still played well enough offensively, although they've, you know, given up a lot of turnovers, right? That I don't think you can really go wrong here, but I just feel a little bit better about the Patriots defense, Stacy. Trade Stevenson and Bateman for Adams. If you need receiver help and it doesn't hurt your running back depth, I'm not against it, Emmy. But I still believe in Stevenson. What's up, Emmy? Good to see you. Adams, CMC, Herbert, Higgins. Like I said, man, it kind of... I probably lean the CMC side overall. But I would trust your conviction on this one. There's still a lot of value in the purest 2-1 Jamar side. But ultimately on the season, I might go with the CMC side. Do you think I should hold on to Aaron Jones? If not, what would be someone I could trade him for? I think you could basically trade Aaron Jones like straight up for a low-end wide receiver 1 or 2. So like a player like Michael Pittman, maybe even T. Higgins, who started to trend downward after the injury. Terry McLaurin. I don't really like McLaurin right now. Metcalf coming off a bad game, right? Mike Williams coming off a bad game. Like any of those names, I think you could absolutely trade for. Amari Cooper, like quietly your wide receiver 10 on the season, probably someone you could consider as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown coming off of the injury in the bad game in week 5 in the bye week. Like, yeah, there's definitely some value you can get out of a player like Aaron Jones for sure, man. It just depends on your running back depth, though, and if you need receiver help. And I'm sorry, I just went over receivers. If you're looking at, like, receivers, you could definitely make those moves. But if you're looking at running backs, it's kind of hard. Like, I would probably hold Jones if you're trying to trade for another running back. But if you're moving for a receiver, there's definitely some options, I think. Let's see here. Christopher with the super chat, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $5 dono. Very, very kind of you, bro. Would you trade ETN for Amari Cooper? Have Swift, Kamara, and Mostert. Got Lockett, Thielen, Sutton, Curtis Samuel. I would definitely consider it, Christopher, because you need you need some receiver help here. You're not really that deep at running back. I hope you have like some handcuffs or something on the bench. It's tough here, Christopher. It's tough. I would consider it for sure. You know, because then you have Lockett, like really like behind Lockett, and Sutton's been pretty consistent outside of this past week, so you don't have a lot of consistency between Thielen and Curtis Samuel though, and even Lockett, he's played very well, but he's had some inconsistency too. So I will say you're not completely deep at running back though. But like Swift's got to be healthy, or else you're starting Kamara if you do this trade. So I don't think it's a bad trade, and I do think it. I do think it could benefit you, Christopher. So yeah, I don't know if and I'm sure you don't feel very confident with Lockett, Sutton. Like Sutton, the Broncos maybe trending downward. Like I would definitely consider the trade. I think it's a fair trade, Christopher. I would definitely consider it. And thank you so much for the $5 dono, my guy. Let me know if you have any other questions or anything else you want me to kind of embellish on there, my guy. James with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. What's up? What a guy. I mean, hey, clap hand emojis in the chat for Christopher and James. Hey, thank you guys so much, man. Very, very kind of you guys. $5 dono and a $2 dono. Thank you guys. All right, James. Jalen Hurts, Kenneth Walker, Judy for JT, Mike Evans, and Geno. No. James, I keep the Jalen Hurts side. I want Jalen Hurts in the starting lineup. I want him on my roster. Listen, Geno's played fine on the season. He's a top 10 quarterback. I mean, what is he, like a... He's moved up, or he moved back a little bit after this week, but he's still top 10. I would way rather, like, I don't want to trade away Jalen Hurts. You know, I just don't. I like JT as well, man, and I get it. Mike Evans is an upgrade at receiver over Judy, without a doubt. But Kenneth Walker is still playing good enough that I'd rather just hold. I don't want to trade Jalen Hurts personally, so I hold here, James. I do. I hold Jalen Hurts. I keep Kenneth Walker, and hopefully your receivers aren't hurting too bad. You know, but I just think as good as, I mean, hey, man, we got to give Geno his props, but I don't want to go from Jalen Hurts to Geno Smith. Not even close for me, man. Not even close. That's like the biggest deciding factor for me, my guys. So, but yeah, James, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, and let me know if there's anything else that you want me to touch on there, or any other questions you have for the night. Once again, Christopher and James, thank you guys so much for the super chats. Appreciate you guys, man. All right, Eli Manning's in the chat. What's up, Eli? Big fan. Would you do Lenny for Kamara Godwin? I have Henry with Judy Thielen because the Brown is out. Yes. Yeah, I would do that trade. You need the receiver help. And it's a pretty fair swap. As good as Leonard Fournette's been. Kamara trending upward. Godwin's fine. Yeah, I would do you need receiver help, so I'd do the trade, Eli. Shout out to Eli Manning in the chat. Caleb, I go with Brian Robinson over A.J. Dillon this week. Hayden Hurst or Tonyan this week. Both are great streaming options, Caleb. Hayden Hurst has the better matchup. Washington, like the one thing they've done good this season is they played well against tight end position. Atlanta, on the other hand, has not played well against tight end position, right? I mean, you know, George Kittle just had like 17 points against them, and he was doing nothing all year. But he is, you know, George Kittle. Overall, man, I might go Hayden Hurst, but Robert Tonyan's fine as well. Robert Tonyan's fine. So they're both good starts, but I will go Hayden Hurst by a little bit. They're both good starts. So. James with a $10 super chat. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate that, James. What's up? What we got here, bro? What we got here? We got to hone in on James. All right. Quarterback is Matt Ryan. Okay, so you're trying to make a bye week move. You got Pierce, Kenneth Walker, St. Brown, Alec Pierce, and Njoku. Aaron Jones in the flex. Not a bad team, James. You're flexing Pickens this week. Younghoe Koo, Dallas defense. Okay. Yeah, hey, listen, James. I still don't do the trade. I hold Jalen Hurts. I think Matt Ryan is a solid stream on the week against Tennessee. Let's look at the rest of the team. I keep Njoku over Kyle Pitts and even over Taysom Hill. You could flex ETN over Pickens. Like that's really the only swap I would make. I feel a little bit better overall about ETN over Pickens. Especially like Pickens and Mitchell Trubisky didn't have as good of chemistry. So I think the Dolphins defense is going to show up Sunday night. So I would rather start ETN. It's a kind of a juicy matchup. Like against the Giants. The Giants are playing well defensively, but like it's just I don't know, something about that game script feels good overall. So I don't do the trade once again, James, but I think your starting lineup's fine here, man. I would swap in ETN over Pickens though, but I think your team looks pretty good when you don't have bye weeks and everything hitting you. You know, man. Judy, like if Judy and Kyle Pitts worked out on the season, the team would be looking really, really solid. I'm sure they're kind of hurting you, bro. But yeah, Matt Ryan, Pierce, Kenneth Walker, St. Brown. St. Brown brings some upside. Alec Pierce at wide receiver 2 brings a nice floor. I think Njoku's a good start this week. Then you got Aaron Jones in the flex. And I like ETN over Pickens in your second flex. But Younghoe Koo is fine on a weekly basis. I think Dallas's defense perfectly fine against the Lions. Yeah, Jalen Hurts being on bye week hurts you, but Matt Ryan's fine for 1 week, right? Hopefully you're in a good position here where you have a winning record or you're at least above 500, right? So if you really wanted to get crazy, you could flex Jalen, or excuse me, it'd be awesome if you could flex Jalen Hurts, unless you're a super flex can. But you could flex Taysom Hill, but I would probably go with ETN. I just think it's a little bit safer. So those are my thoughts there, James. Let me know if you have anything else you want me to go over, man. And thank you so much for the $10 donation and the super chat and everything, man. And your second super chat of the night, man. I really appreciate it, man. Really does help out the channel. And of course, if you guys ever want to support the channel, you can become a channel member. Link is in the description down below. And I think there's even a button that YouTube has that you guys can just hit now. But I do appreciate the super chats. And of course, if you guys send a super chat, they become priority in the chat. But thank you so much, James. What a guy. What a guy. Appreciate you, man. Let me know if you have anything else you want me to go over, my dude. All right. Let's see. I got to get back up to where I was in the chat here. Let's see. Okay. All right. Caleb was asking about Hayden Hurst or Tanyan. Both are fine. I go Hurst based on matchup, but both are fine. Ignatius is probably one of the only guys he has the luxury to sit him on Raw. Yeah, if he made the right waiver moves in the last 2 weeks, definitely can happen. Vic, what's up, bro? Start 2 wide receiver. Kirk, Bateman, Gallup. Start a flex. Brian Robinson, James Robinson, Monty, Jamal Williams, non-PPR, so standard scoring format. Okay. I'd probably go... Wow. That's tough. That's tough. Is Bateman fully healthy? Yeah, he practiced today. See what happens with Bateman. He might end up sitting, but he gets Cleveland. Bateman, 2 touchdowns on the season. Gallup, you're kind of rolling the dice. Kirk starting to come back in the fold as well. Giants secondary is not bad, though. I'll go Bateman and Gallup, but I'm not against Kirk. Like, you can really just trust whoever you have the most conviction in there. But Gallup's matchup is nice, and I gotta if Bateman. I don't know, man. I might go Kirk and Gallup. I'll go Kirk and Gallup. But it's close there. It's close. In the flex. Monty's got a bad matchup. Jamal Williams got a bad matchup. Brian Robinson has not the best matchup. And James Robinson is really trending downward. My gut's telling me go Jamal Williams, but I think the best volume is probably Montgomery. That's a tough one in the flex there, man. I might go Jamal Williams. I still believe in this Lions offense, but you could go with B-Rob or Monty. It's really tough there. Nick, what's up, man? Thank you so much. Nick with the $4.99 donation. Thank you guys so much, man. Lots of super chats coming through tonight. Appreciate you guys, man. Very, very kind of you, Nick. What's up, bro? Flex and defense. Kenneth Walker or Hopkins? I go Walker this week. I love Kenneth Walker. Listen, going into week 6, the Chargers were the worst team against the run on the season, and the Broncos changed that rating, but I still don't have a lot of faith in this Chargers run defense. So I go Kenneth Walker this week. I think Hopkins is a good flex, but I'll go Kenneth Walker. Here. I like Hopkins, Nick, but I'll go Kenneth Walker. Defense option, Cowboys, Bengals, Broncos, or Cardinals. Whew. I like the Cowboys this week against the Lions, but I'm probably going the Broncos. I'll go the Broncos at the Jets, but you could go with the Cowboys. Bengals aren't bad. Cardinals aren't bad either. Cardinals could be sneaky here. Ultimately, if it's my team, I go with the Broncos against the Jets. Broncos are just good at keeping, teams to low-scoring affairs. They really are. Your defense 8 in fantasy on the season. Man, that's tough. A lot of good options there. Where did the Cowboys come in now? Defense 5, worst performance, or tied for their worst performance in week 6. I could see the Cowboys having a good week, but ultimately, I'd probably go with the Broncos, Nick. But you got some good options there. Probably go Broncos and Cowboys, and Cardinals are sneaky. Bengals are fine, but not a good ceiling in my opinion. So I hope that was helpful, Nick. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let me know if you got anything else you want me to go over. Eli, I got you, bro. Of course. Eli, great to have you here, man. Big fan. Thank you for beating Brady twice in the Super Bowl. Thank you for the fantasy question tonight, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Of course. Let me know if you got anything else you want me to go over, my guy. All right, FBA with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. $5 dono. What's up? What's up? Appreciate it, man. I mean, just thank you guys so much for the super chats. Really does help us out. Let's go some emojis in the chat for you, man. All right, Garrett Wilson, Josh Reynolds, Pickens, Curtis Samuel, pick 2 for bye week, full PPR. Yeah, bye week really slapping us. Yeah, Brown, JJ, Davis, all on the bench in first place. Yikes. Yikes, 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 man. Whew. I go Reynolds. I like Reynolds in full PPR. Man, why am I tempted to go Curtis Samuel? Oh, gosh. How did Samuel perform overall? He had an awful game. That's right, against Chicago. I don't really know about the chemistry between Curtis Samuel and Taylor Heineke. I'll go Pickens. I definitely go Josh Reynolds, and I'll go Pickens. Pickens not my favorite start this week, but I do think he brings more upside than Wilson or Samuel, who just haven't been seeing good volume the last 2 weeks. Maybe I go Samuel because on the season he's been the best out of the 3, but like with Wentz being out, and I don't know the chemistry between him and Heineke, I'll go Pickens. I'll go Pickens, and hopefully, you're in first place. Hopefully the rest of your roster, brings things together for you. So, wow. I'll go Reynolds and Pickens. I'll go Reynolds and Pickens. That's my final answer. But you could really have a long-winded debate about Garrett Wilson, Pickens, and Curtis Samuel. So, but Reynolds for sure, man. And then I'll go Pickens. Well, thank you again. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, man. I really do appreciate that. William with the $20 dono. Thanks, man. Thank you guys so much for the super chats tonight, man. Really appreciate it, guys. Very, very kind to you guys. What we got here, William? I feel like I need to get a top 10 receiver or running back. Would love to get your thoughts, of course, bro. 10-man league, half PPR record, okay? Our record is 4-2, excuse me. So we got Lamar, Hopkins, and Godwin. JT and Chubb. I don't know, man. That's a pretty good start. Sutton, Juju, Gallup, Michael Thomas, Rashad White, Lockett, Reynolds, and Damian Harris. I don't know, man. If you're 4-2, I feel like this. I feel like this team is pretty good, William. Okay, and you got Kelsey. Yeah, that helps too, man. Character Cap wouldn't let me say this, but I appreciate the content and videos you do. Keep it up. Hey, I appreciate that so much, William, and I really appreciate the $20 dono, man. That's probably our top dono on the channel so far. So thank you so much for the super chat, man. I think I hold this team. Half PPR, you got Lamar with rushing upside. Hopkins and Godwin are really, I think, going to come into the fold for you, bro. You got JT coming back from injury. That's probably what's hurting you the most, right? Is like JT missing time. And then Damian Harris being hurt. But hey, man, like, you got a top running back in Nick Chubb. You know what I'm saying? Chubb's been a baller this season. I know he's coming off of his worst game this season but New England's for real defensively. But he's still your RB3. Like, you got a top RB overall. You know? And then when we look at this receiving room, it's not bad. D-Hop's going to come in the fold. Chris Godwin's coming up for you. Sutton in half PPR has been disappointing. No, it's not, no way around it. But he's been fine in full PPR, but not in half PPR. Like just not a good ceiling at all there. Juju, I still don't trust, even after the Week 6 performance. Michael Gallup, I think, is going to come into the fold for you as well. Man, if Michael Thomas was healthy, yeah. And then Lockett's been balling. I know he's been inconsistent. You got Rachaad White and Harris on the bench. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think I'd make a move here, William. I don't. I think that the team's pretty good overall. And you got Kelsey. Yeah, like, I probably hold this team, William. I hold this team. If you were going to make a move, I don't know if you need to go get a top guy, because that's going to, like, require you losing some valuable pieces that have gotten you to the point where you're 4-2. But with Lockett and Michael Thomas and Michael Gallup hanging around, you could, like, package, like, Sutton and Rachaad White. And he got Reynolds. Like, I will say, you're pretty deep at receiver. Hopkins, Godwin, Sutton, Juju, Michael Gallup, Michael Thomas, Lockett, and Reynolds. Like, I would keep Hopkins and Godwin. I think you can trade, like, maybe try and sell Juju high with Sutton. And maybe get another running back for this squad, since JT's been banged up and Harris is banged up. But, like, man, I would keep Hopkins, Godwin, Gallup, Michael Thomas, and Reynolds, But that would be my only thought there. But I would try and keep this team intact. Like, it's gotten you to the point you're at. But, yeah, I think you could package, like, Sutton and Juju and try and get, in terms of a running back you could realistically trade for, it's probably not going to be anything, like, maybe an Ezekiel Elliott, someone trying to sell Travis Etienne. Like, you're going to have to look at teams that need receiver help. And who do they have at running back is really what you have to ask. Like, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been trending down. He could be a player you could go out and make a move for. Tony Pollard. Like, just someone to bring you some value on that bench in case of injury, right? Because you're really deep at receiver. Darrell Henderson, maybe. But that would be my only thought, man. I think your team's pretty good overall, so... thank you so much, William, for the $20 super chat again, man. I appreciate it. William, FBA, Eli Manning, Nick Jackson, James, Christopher. Thank you guys so much for the super chats tonight, man. I think that's everyone. Anyone else who sent out a super chat tonight, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. William, if you have anything else you want me to go over, let me know. But those would be my thoughts overall, man. Try to go a little bit in depth there, since you did send out a pretty good size super chat there. Appreciate you, my guy. All right. Thank you guys so much for all the super chats. I'm going to try and get back and caught up and try and speed through some of the chat if I missed you guys. All right, Caleb, how do you feel about Gerald Everett full PPR for the rest of the season? I still believe in Gerald Everett, but the ceilings aren't great. Stacy, we got you, of course. What is your take on Amari Cooper, wide receiver 10? PPR is crazy right now to me. Consistent, not great ceilings, but consistent, yeah. And I think he'll continue to get better if the quarterback play does improve when Watson comes into the fold. So I start Cooks or Sutton this week. You don't have to apologize for the questions, Caleb. That's what we're here for. I still lean Sutton. Here, but I hate that offense. Thinking the same thing, I'd be receiving the CMC side. I currently have Lenny. And wide receivers would be Pittman, Higgins, and Kirk. Yeah, Adam, if you like the trade, I say go for it. Who would you rather start, Jimmy G or Mariota? This is a deep league. That's why the options are not good. I'd probably go, both are fine, but I'd probably go Jimmy G. I like that game script a little bit more. Youngberg, what's up? Full PPR 10-man, Lamar, CMC, Fournette, Najee, Walker, Diggs, Evans, Williams, Sutton, Godwin, Andrews. What should I do? No one wants to trade. I mean, your team's good. What are you trying to trade for? Your team's stacked, Youngberg. This team's great. You don't need to trade anyone. You got Andrews and Lamar. Like, your QB and tight end stack's just stupid. CMC and Fournette. Good running back depth with Najee and Walker. You can flex Walker. Diggs and Mike Evans. You can flex Mike Williams or Godwin. Yeah, this team's perfectly fine. I know 10-teamers, like, you can have a little bit more competitive matchups on a weekly basis, but I think this team is good, man. I'd probably hold that team the way it is. John Stewart, what's up? Peoples-Jones, Brian Robinson, Zay Jones, or Josh Reynolds in the flex. If it's full PPR, I go Josh Reynolds. If it's not, go Brian Robinson. Would you do Lenny for Kamara and Godwin? Yeah, I still like that trade for your roster, Eli. Lil Bunny Hop coming by. What's up, bro? Appreciate you being here. What up, what up? Start Tua or Dak? I go Dak against the Lions defense. If Dak wasn't playing such a bad defense, you know, I might go Tua, but I'll go Dak. Reese, I have Pitt and Everett, but Higbee is on waivers. Should I drop Everett to pick up Higbee and play Pitt this week? Yes. Wait. I would want the combination of Everett and Higbee. Guys, I don't like Kyle Pitts. I just don't. Should I drop Everett to pick up Higbee? That's fine. You can roll that way. If you want to have Pitts and Higbee, that's fine. That's fine. I think I might hold on to Jones just because I have Pittman, Diggs, and Jamar. Yeah, I don't mind that either. Tanyan or Hawk? I go Hawk. But Tanyan's okay. Hey, maybe for you go Tanyan. Yeah, Packers, right? Aaron Jones, Kyler Murray, Gabe Davis for JT and Jackson. Depends on the rest of the roster, Luis, but it's not an awful trade. Should I trade Jay Williams to pick up Gibson or hold on to Williams? I would hold on to Williams. Pray, what happened to Catch Fam League memberships? So when someone gifts a membership, it only lasts for a month. So you only get it for a month unless you renew it. Pray. Zachary, what's up, my guy? What's up? Pickens or Brian Robinson, flex, full PPR? I'd probably go Brian Robinson here. Hollywood, a hold or a drop? Unfortunately, a hold until we get more clarification, Vic. Other wide receivers are Kirk, Bateman, Gallup. Should I trade for wide receiver? Running backs are Monty, Mixon, Jones, Jamal, Robinson, J-Rob. Yeah, you're far deeper at running back. So, yes. I mean, start with trying to offload James Robinson and Jamal Williams for that roster specifically. See what you can get at receiver for a package of those two. My bench is Ricard White for Fournette, Jamal Williams for Swift, Elijah Mitchell, Alec Pearson, Hawkinson, also have Everett. Should I drop anyone for Jameson, Williams, Randall, or Kenyon? No, I keep. Yeah, I like the players you have more, Zachary. I like the fact that you've got all those handcuffs. I will keep your roster how it is, my guy. D-Hop or Mike Williams? I think both are fine this week, man. I like Mike Williams. I think he bounces back against the Seahawks. Pat Surtain is for real, guys. I've been saying this all season long. Pat Surtain is for real. He really is. And man, he shut Mike Williams down. I think Mike Williams will bounce back against Seattle, who hasn't been playing awful defensively. But I think D-Hop's going to have a fine game tomorrow. No. Floor of play is D-Hop, upside's Mike Williams. Who should I start, Jalen Waddle or Hopkins? I go Waddle. Pittsburgh's been awful in terms of their secondary against opposing receivers. Pierce, Godwin, Cooper, or Lockett at flex. Could flex D-Hop too. These are great options, Niners. Shoot, I might go Lockett or Godwin. I mean, you can't really go wrong here. I might go Godwin against the Panthers, but Cooper in there, gosh, you can't go wrong here. I start Jalen Waddle though. Adam, I did lean the CMC side overall, my guy. Jay Bird, what's going on? Should I trade Debo and Ramondre for JT and Olave? You can. If you have the faith in JT, then I don't mind it. It's a good trade. Olave's still perfectly fine. I like Debo and Ramondre, but you can do that trade. It just depends on what is your risk factor personally for JT, because you got to equate that in. Cade, what's going on? I'm in an 8-man, have Kyler and Geno, T-Law on waivers. Should I trade away Kyler to get depth? I'm struggling.